All right, what's up, everyone? This is John Demas, your host of the Hustle Factory podcast show. What's going on, everyone, guys? As you guys can see right now, I'm actually recording through the Zoom webinar here, and because actually, if you guys been paying attention to my social media, that I got some great news coming up on the Hustle Factory podcast show, and I'm going to tell you guys more about that and so on. But in today's episode, I'm actually having an interview episode with one of the guys that I met a long time ago, and he's the one who actually taught me about social media and entrepreneurship and so on. And to pretty much get it started with, I'll go ahead and reintroduce myself again because some of you guys might be new guys who's listening to my podcast and so on. So to start with, my name is John Lim Demas, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm the podcast host of this podcast, and pretty much I've been doing this for like 2 to 3 years now and so on, And I'm also an affiliate of this company called Karatbars International and so on. All right. So that's pretty much the whole story of me and so on. So now why don't we go ahead and get on with Taylor now, Taylor Richey, and get him started now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor Richey. Like John was saying, we've been working together in business for many years now. For me, like building online businesses is actually a family business. I started when I turned 18 because my dad is an entrepreneur. He's been doing it for decades at this point. So right when I turned 18, he was like, you got to get signed up. You got to start doing this. I started building businesses online. I am pretty decent with the traditional belly to belly, talking to people, going out and recruiting. But I really like online marketing. And like John was saying, we build online businesses together, Karatbars specifically. So I've been mentoring him with the skills that I've learned, and he has been mentoring me. Like he has taken classes on social media marketing and has just incredible determination and works hard. So we collaborate a lot. We bring value to each other's business, and he's a great friend of mine. So overall, it's been awesome. And, it's been great for me watching someone. He's actually in my team, so it's been really great watching, like, from my perspective, seeing someone grow so much because, like, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but I don't think you ever built a business before this, right? So this is your first business, really, like Karatbars.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Because like I said before, first time I started, I don't even know what is this in the first place. Like, and then the first time I met you and all that, and the first thing you introduced me to social media like Twitter, Facebook, and all that. I don't even know what Twitter is, bro. Like, to be honest with you, I don't even know what Twitter is.
In an amazingly short time, you grew a following of you're probably pushing between like 30 and 50,000 connections on social media now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which that's really amazing. Like that's more than 98% of the people in the world. So huge congratulations first for having for being determined and for achieving all your goals. So today I'm still building the business. It's like 5 or 6 years later. I've helped like 24,000 people grow a team. But I'm going to pass it back to you, John, and start with the questions.
All right, guys. And as I said before, I'm going to be interviewing Taylor Richey here, and I'm going to be asking him some couple of good questions here. And for this episode, guys, we're going to be talking about the company the Karatbars International, and a little bit about cryptocurrency, and then just for a little bit of side notes, a little bit of entrepreneurship sidewise. So to get it started, guys, first thing I want to ask is, so we all both Karatbars affiliate. So why don't you go ahead and briefly tell me what's Karatbars International all about, Taylor?
Okay, so Karatbars is huge. It's a multi-component ecosystem. The company itself started as a gold company several years ago, in 2011 actually. So they started as a gold bullion product seller. They were incredibly successful with selling gold bullion at first. They became the #1 seller of gold bullion in the world. They have partnerships with like MasterCard, FedEx. They've worked with like the Vatican, Real Madrid, Tommy Rowe from the New York Mets. Like there are so many like huge people in this business. Barack Obama's sister, who is actually a doctor, is in this business. She was
Really?
actually in South Africa, and
Huh.
they did this like, I'm not sure the details specifically, but I know they raised over $100,000 for her charity in Kenya.
Wow,
And
that's a lot of fun, Taylor.
there's, yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff. Like one saying that I've actually got from my dad. One thing he says is that Karatbars is not the best company in the world, but it is the best company for the world. Like overall, like it can just change so many people's lives. So they began as a gold company. They then pivoted into crypto. They have a lot of components, like I was saying. One is their own bank, the world's first cryptocurrency bank. It's federally registered in Miami, Florida. They have their own exchange, a digital exchange to exchange like crypto assets. They have their own gold mines. They
Right.
have the mines in Africa. They're not like small mines. Like this is a huge conglomerate, this company. The mines are worth near $2 billion as far as how much gold is in the ground. So this gold is being mined and then it's being used to back the cryptocurrency which they actually created. It's called KBC. That's one of two. There's KBC and KCB. The two coins are actually going to merge into one in September, and it's probably going to be called GSC for Gold Standard Coin. The bank of the ecosystem is actually called Gold Standard Bank. And
Really?
the
That's pretty
interesting part of
interesting.
the ecosystem is that Harold Seitz's mission is to make gold affordable for the masses and to make it a vehicle that people can use to basically get financially free. And he's succeeding. He's helped a lot of people become millionaires, a whole lot of people become financially free. And his goal over the next year is to help 20,000 people become millionaires. So if you're seeing this, like this is an amazing time to get some more info about this company. And I'm going to talk a lot about some components, and that really isn't even it. That's not the biggest part. And I
Right,
mean,
right.
just watch the episode and you'll find out. So I'm pass it back to you.
All right. Well, you hear that, guys, right? So now the next thing I'm gonna ask you, Taylor, is it's really something to do with Karatbars and all that, but it's more like subtopic wise. So if inflation is such a huge problem to this country, I mean not just this country and different countries like Venezuela and maybe my home country Philippines and all that. Why is it such a huge problem on that? Like what's the deal with inflation, Taylor?
Well, I think the problem with inflation is how money has been in the past.
Right,
So money has been something that people could print, that people could create more of whenever they want. So countries around the world are creating all the currency they want. Like corrupt governments can get in and print it all, and hyperinflation happens. There's a lot of different things that can happen. But like Venezuela for specifically in regards to the hyperinflation. But um, the main problem is giving someone the ability to create more units of money. So what do I mean by this? The total amount of US dollars in circulation has been rising for quite some time. I don't know if it's continuously rising or if it dips or how that works exactly, but over a long period of time, we have been creating a lot of money, which is increasing the total supply of money in circulation. And you know, when you look at stock markets, you look at crypto, anything really, it's supply and demand. So
right,
the
right,
way I think about it is there are so many products and goods and services that can be acquired out there. There are also only so many units of money or US dollars that can be used to purchase that relatively same amount of goods and services. So if you increase the net supply of currency in circulation, there are more units of currency competing to purchase that relatively same supply of goods and services, which then over long periods of time increases the price. And that's why if we look at like the price of something in gold compared to the price in US dollars, the price in US dollars over a long period of time will drastically increase, while you can spend relatively the same amount of gold to acquire the same thing. Like I'm not sure the year exactly, but you could buy like a 1940s truck with a gram of gold.
Right,
Today,
right.
or sorry, with an ounce of gold. No, a kilo of gold. That's what it was. 1 kilo of gold for that truck in like 1940 for that premier vehicle of the time. Whereas if you get an ounce of gold today, you can buy, a pretty standard, decent truck. That's because gold holds its purchasing power over long periods of time, whereas cash is not.
Right, exactly.
So then that's where Karatbars comes in. They basically created a solution to get gold in the hands of people. And they then, with the whole crypto thing that they've brought in, they made a way for it to be easily exchangeable. Like, thinking about gold as money for like centuries has been incredibly difficult. And why is that? The reason is because it's hard metal. If you want to do like a micro transaction or buy something small, like a cup of coffee, what are you going to do? Take out your chisel in Starbucks and cut off a little piece of gold and pay for it?
Right.
It's not really reliable.
It's really not.
It's not fast enough for today's business. So that's why this invention that Karatbars has created, the KBC, which is a gold-covered cryptocurrency, is so special. You can use this cryptocurrency, and then you can spend it all at all the merchants and all that. There's actually a merchant program with the company, so businesses can sign up as a merchant. They can accept gold, the KBC, as a means of payment for goods and services. So basically, we've invented a solution which makes gold a viable medium of exchange in these like fast-paced business times, and that is so incredibly special because, like I was saying, for centuries it hasn't been the best way to spend money, and that's why paper notes became popular and came into circulation in the first place, because they needed something that was faster, that was better.
Right, right. All right, that's a good insight, Taylor, and thank you for that one. And you know what? So now, guys, the next thing I'm gonna go and ask the Taylor is now, what makes this company different from the rest of them there? Like, what makes Karatbars International different from the rest of them? You know what I'm saying?
Well, there are a lot of things that make them different. So if we classify Karatbars as a gold selling company, first, they became the #1 seller. Now, it is gold, and considering that gold is like purified, and it all ends up being the same grade as far as the sellers. So they have the same gold as every other seller, like JM Bullion and all the other big players. Same product, currency grade 999.99. Karatbars gold actually comes from a refinery which is on the LBMA Good Deliveries list. This is the same gold that is used by currencies and banks around the world. So it's phenomenal quality of gold, the best you can get. And yeah, we bring that out there. What makes them special, though, is what they have done on top of that. So the gold was like the foundation of the company, and then they built the crypto on top of it. And then there's another layer up here, which we're going to talk about later. But they're super special because they've invented the first solution to actually make gold a viable solution and make it available to every person on Earth.
Right, definitely. And that's very interesting, actually, Taylor. Like, it's just a matter of quality. That's the main difference. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right, good. All right, that's good to know, Taylor. And here's gonna be my last question for you as regards for Karatbars International. So, as a Karatbars affiliate for the both of us, why is it important for us to hedge our devaluating paper money into gold? Like, what's the significance of that?
Yeah. Okay. So the reason why Karatbars is so special for this is because of how cheap they get the gold product to you. It's competitive with all the other sellers in the world. So, I mean, as far as gold being a hedge, it just maintains its value over long periods of time, and we can't say the same thing about our money. So that's why it's a good hedge, and you need to get some at some point, or you should get some. I'm not a financial planner or anything, so I can't actually give you advice on what to do. But if you look at gold and what you can purchase over long periods of time, you'll find that it maintains its purchasing power. And there are not a lot of things in this world today that actually maintain value over long periods of time. So when
Right,
you think
exactly.
saving money for like future generations. Like I don't have any kids now, but if I think about like, you know, I want to make sure that there's some value that my kids can have later in life. So I could get some gold now. I could save it for 10 or 20 years. And, you know, it's probably going to buy about the same amount of goods and services in 10 to 20 years as it does now. And if I save that money in a bank account, for all I know, the inflation rate would actually make it worth much less than if I maintain that value in gold. Sometimes maintaining value is actually better than holding in another. US dollar is the perfect example.
All right. That's pretty good. And there you have it, guys. That's the main reason why you want to go ahead and hedge that devaluating paper money into gold, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So now that we got that Karatbars International out of the way, now we're gonna go ahead and talk about one of the most topics in the entire, pretty much like the most talk about niche in the entire social media and all that. Let's say cryptocurrency. I mean, who hasn't heard of cryptocurrency, guys?
Yeah, it's definitely like booming. The crypto space, it is obviously the future in regards to the financial system. It's being implemented all over the world. It does so many things for the people. Like one example being the huge fees people would pay if they want to send money overseas. Like,
Right.
if you had family in the Philippines and you want to send that money, like, you know, that fee is going to be pretty large. Whereas if you transfer your value into something like KBC, you could transfer that KBC directly to them, and then they could swap it for Bitcoin or US dollars and, you know, not pay that fee because the fees are much smaller to transfer that money. And
Definitely.
whereas like banks charge like to ship overseas, there's not like this overseas, not overseas. It's all borderless. So you can send money anywhere in the world to anybody you want, and it's cheaper, it's better, it's fast, it's amazing. Like
Right.
if you do a wire transfer at your bank right now, it could take 1 day to 7 days to even get done. If I send a crypto
Right on point.
transaction, that's going to be done in a few minutes to, you know, probably 30 to 45 minutes if you're using a slower crypto technology.
Right. Just a matter of minutes, guys. That's
It's
pretty much it. You know. All right. So to go ahead and kick up with the topic of cryptocurrency, guys, I want to go ahead and ask Taylor here, like, what? So Taylor, what got you started on trading and investing on cryptocurrency in the first place? Like, what got you into that niche?
You know, I would say luck, because so as you guys know, I was building my business online, the gold business. I am friends with a lot of other leaders in other companies, amazing people, and some of them are in Bitcoin. They have been the whole time. Like, I had conversations with people, and my first trade of cryptocurrency was in, I believe, 2014. I bought a half a Bitcoin for $100. That's all I know. $100
Wow.
is what I bought my first Bitcoin for half a Bitcoin, and then I used it to do some business, and it worked out really well. It was a good experience, and then over time, I never stopped studying it from that point. And although I kept it quiet for a long time because there was a lot of bias in the gold business, and even my dad, like he was one of the people. He would say Bitcoin is a Chuck E. Cheese coin, blah blah blah, and I was like,
Right.
it's something special. And it took the Karatbars community, not Harold Seitz. Like Harold Seitz, the CEO of Karatbars, I'm sure that he's been all about crypto since the start. But it took the community quite some time to really like become accepting of it. And
Right.
yeah. So yeah.
All right. That's a good insight there, Taylor. So now the next thing I'm gonna ask, it's basically like what you talk about, like what you were saying something about your dad, like being biased about being the gold standard versus on the cryptocurrency and all that.
Which
Then,
hold on, one thing. So I just gotta say this. Now he is all about crypto. Like I actually have, that's one thing about me and my dad. Like he's like brick and mortar, older style of business. I'm online, and then so we just, like I was saying, how me and John collaborate. Me and my dad do the same thing, and we
right.
share different value in different ways. And but now he loves crypto, and he's a supporter of Bitcoin. He's a supporter of Ethereum, KBC,
Right,
the
right.
whole nuts. And I think that just comes down to user education for one, and exposure. And you
Definitely,
know,
exposure is the thing.
Bitcoin was really hard to use for a long time. Like you had to be somewhat tech savvy to do it, and it's just getting easier and easier to use cryptocurrency. And as it does, it's going to reach those people who are not necessarily as tech savvy as me or you. And yeah.
Right, right. All right. So now, pretty much, the next thing I'm gonna ask, like, what is pretty much your view now on the cryptocurrency market at the moment now?
I am incredibly bullish on crypto. I
Huh.
think obviously there's going to be booms and busts in every market.
Oh yeah, there's always ups and downs. It's not gonna be good all the time, you know.
But overall, I think that most of the money in the world today will eventually be digitized and in cryptocurrency form. And it's it's a huge wealth transfer. It's something special. Like I was saying, cryptocurrency in general is so good for humanity. There's so many good things about it. When I think of like the great inventors throughout history, like Tesla and others, I think that if they were alive today, this is the space that they would be working in. They would be in cryptocurrency, inventing things. Everyone, like
Definitely.
a lot of the outsiders, look at this industry and they say, "Oh, it's just a bunch of cryptocurrencies," not knowing that there are all these different projects and inventions in this space that have world-changing potential. Like they will impact everybody's life on Earth. They will change everything about our society, and they give us the opportunity to move forward as a species. Like it's really something amazing.
Yeah, definitely, Taylor. Yeah, you're right about that because like you just never know what something good is gonna pop in at any time, you know.
Yeah.
All right, all right. So now here's the next thing I want to go and ask you about. So I've just started learning more about trading cryptocurrency a couple of weeks ago, and you know I've heard and read some few exchanges have been hacked and all that. So what are your
Yes.
thoughts? What are your thoughts about it?
My thought is to always work with a reputable exchange. There have been hacks. The ones that did not work with reputable exchanges unfortunately lost their funds. It's really sad actually.
Oh wow!
So, and
So they probably
like
lost like millions.
so there was actually a huge hack recently. Binance was hacked for like $40 million or something like that. I'm not sure
Wow.
the exact number, so don't quote me on that. But they covered the losses of their coin holders, the account holders on their exchange. So if you work with a reputable exchange, you should be good. There are like there's regulation, there's plans in place. Binance is actually going through a change. They are closing down their main site in September and actually launching a site specifically for the US, because the US laws and regulation are a bit different than the rest of the world.
Huh.
So just be on the lookout for that. And I would suggest using that. Karatbit is obviously a fantastic exchange. If you need to learn how to exchange some cryptocurrency or how to get on an exchange that is actually reputable, then you can reach out to John and ask him to help you register your Karatbars account. The Karatbars account, like I was saying, it's a multi component ecosystem. The good thing about it, though, is it is a one username and password fits all ecosystem. So I use my Karatbars login username and password to log into my exchange. There's obviously security, two-factor authentication, and the like, so don't
Right. Right.
having the same password for the same components, and you can switch them if you really want to. Um, but yeah, reach out to John, and he can help you get on the exchange and then help you start acquiring some crypto.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, Taylor. Good stuff. All right, and then I guess we're pretty much almost done with the topic of the cryptocurrency and all that.
Right.
So what would be your number one advice for anyone who's just starting out trading and investing on cryptocurrency?
I'm actually not a licensed or certified financial planner, so I cannot give advice. What I will say though, here's what I do personally. I go, I look at projects that seem interesting. Projects have what is called a white paper. It's anywhere from like a few pages to like 50 or 100 pages. It could be really long. I
Right,
read the
right.
white paper. I take my time. I think about it thoroughly. And I ask myself, is this technology, this thing that they're creating, is it something that real people will use? That's the main part of it. I am what is called a value hunter. I hunt for projects which have value, which bring value to people, basically whoever is a part of the project, and then I just get some.
All right. So, in other words, quality over quantity, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, yes, absolutely. No, and um, yeah, absolutely. You're right.
All right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like either way, you want to make sure that you get your money's worth, and you don't want to like be wasting that, and you want to get that ROI in that. You know what I mean?
Um, yeah, I just don't use the term ROI because, like I was saying, I'm not a certified or licensed financial planner. So, I yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
I
no
apologize
problem, no
about that.
problem. And that's the thing. That's the thing too. Everyone does that. As far as saying that, and so it's completely normal. But that's why I just make sure to be transparent with the viewer, whoever's watching this podcast right now, that I'm not like licensed. That way,
Right, right.
do their own. There's this hashtag. It's hashtag DYOR. Do your own research. So that's since I'm
Definitely.
since I'm not a certified financial planner, that's what I do. I tell people to do their own research, and I just give them that bit of advice as far as looking for real value in um, products, whether it be software, hardware, or whatever that can actually be used in the real world. Because if the project can't be used in the real world, then what's the point of the coin? You know, it's
Definitely. Exactly.
artificial, not something worth anything. It brings no value. So if you
Right.
find something like there's really cool music platforms that are launching, there are social networks that are launching, there's all these different things. They all have real world use cases, and
Right.
uh, real people can get value out of it. So that's what I look for,
All
and then
right.
I just get what I can. um, Obviously it's a volatile world, so don't spend any money that you can't afford to lose, because you may actually lose it.
All right. So that's a good insight there, Taylor. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, just do your own studying, just do your own research, like do a thorough research on it, guys, and eventually you'll find the right one on your decision.
Yes. And that's the thing too. There are a lot of really fantastic projects out there that are not getting the exposure they deserve right now. And what that means for any onlookers is that if you acquire some of the tokens for some of these projects early on, because you read the white paper and you see that there's something real here, then maybe months down the road, the whole world is like, wow, this thing's amazing. And then it just shoots up and you just happen to be holding tokens. So,
Right, right. Oh yeah, definitely. That's the that's real life there.
yeah.
All right. Good shit, good shit. All right, all right, guys. So now I'm gonna be going asking Taylor here one more question about the cryptocurrency, and it's something that actually brought into my mind a couple of weeks ago because I've been seeing this a lot of posts and a lot of publications about they got this new product for Karatbars International, and it's called K1 Impulse phones. So why don't you go ahead and tell me more about that, Taylor?
Okay, so the K1 Impulse phone is a next generation phone. When you think about smartphones, they're not encrypted. They're limited as far as what they can do. So, and that shows like with how many phones have been hacked and how much stuff has been stolen, and there's all sorts of just horror stories with traditional cell phones because with
Right.
vulnerabilities and all kinds of stuff. So the K1 Impulse is actually operating on VOBP, which that is voice over blockchain protocol.
Huh.
Essentially, it is a phone that is interacting with a blockchain. In the blockchain, all of the communication is encrypted. The phone fully encrypts all of the communication end to end. They have their own like set of apps. We're in a gold business, so in the phone, the apps are actually gold. So the gold apps are approved by the company. So the reason why they do this is because obviously it's a smartphone. People download apps and such. So they want people to know which apps have been vetted so that way they know these aren't going to like compromise your system. Because an interesting part of it, this K1 Impulse smartphone actually doubles as a cold storage crypto wallet, meaning
Really
that you
now?
store your crypto coins on this wallet.
Really, really.
Really, really amazing. Plus, this is the biggest part of all. This phone is something super special. It's going to change the world right now. I just want to ask you real quick, John, how much do you pay a month for your phone bill?
Well, at the moment, I pay like around $40 a month.
$40 a month. Do you think, how much do you, okay, so how long have you had a phone for? How many years?
Well,
A lot, right? Several.
let's say a year and a half.
Okay, so you have spent quite a bit of money on your phone service plan over the past year and a half. Is that a fair statement?
You can say that.
Yeah, so the K1 Impulse is going to cost around $6 a month in cryptocurrency. So like we were talking about the KBC coin that Karatbars invented. So you're going to use that coin as a means of acquiring your service for this phone.
Really now?
Why is that so special? Here's why. You can literally get almost, not you because your phone plan is cheap. 44 is really cheap for a phone service plan. Typically people pay between $60 and $100. So the average person can now get 1 year of fully encrypted services with this K1 Impulse for the price that they used to get for 1 month. Now that is really legendary and amazing. Just imagine how many people around the world that you can impact. Like let's take you for an example, John. So you have family in the Philippines, right?
Right.
Okay, so when you want to call them, you have to pay fees to do that, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you get them over there a K1 Impulse phone, and you get one. You can now call them, text them, do whatever you want on that same service plan for $6 a month.
Huh.
Absolutely unheard of. Borderless communication for such a cheap price. Like we're going to change the world. We're going to give the entire world communication for so much cheaper. Like when you think about like Verizon and Comcast and all these huge companies and how much they are gouging the American public, like we are going to disrupt their business. We are going to help the entire world get this communication for so much cheaper. And when you think about like third world countries around the world, like think about what this is going to do for Africa. Like they're going to get these phones and then they're going to have like super cheap service. So all of the people that wouldn't have access to a standard cell phone because of the cost are going to be able to use
Right.
this.
It's going to be extremely beneficial.
To get internet, to be able to call people around the world and do business and have access to information like you, John, like you having access to social media and internet. Like how much has it changed your life? Like
Tremendous.
a lot.
That's what I can tell you right now.
So think about us giving the entire world access to communication, to the internet, to cryptocurrency, to be able to store their money and send money and not have to deal with intermediaries, to deal with banks, to deal with middlemen who are going to take more of their value. Like you work so hard for your value, you deserve to keep it. This is one way to help you keep your value. It's one way to help you keep more of your value. And it's really amazing. It's super special. The phones, when you buy them with Karatbars International, you actually get some of the crypto coins when you buy it. So,
Right.
like let's say you buy there's what is called a 4K package. So you get the phone, and then you get 4K of the cryptocurrency as a bonus. So
All right.
you get that cryptocurrency, and then you use it to pay for your encrypted services, like I was saying, the communication, etc. And it's really awesome. So one, you can make money by disrupting big telecom. So many people around the United States hate big telecom because they've hacked their customers. They
Huh.
gouge customers. They are anti-competitor. Verizon, Comcast, other businesses, like that's part of like the whole net neutrality debate and like
Right.
businesses doing unethical things. So we basically disrupt their entire business model. We are going to liquidate big telecom, and in doing so, in decentralizing it, we're going to change the lives of people all over the world, and you can be one of them. Everyone who is listening to this can be one of them.
Right. Well, you hear that, guys. Like, you guys can definitely benefit from using one of this K1 Impulse phones out there.
Yes. So in closing, I want to add a few more things if you're all right. Do you have any more questions, or can I do my closing bit?
You know what? Yeah, you can go and do yours. It's just pretty much like a side note question, like a bonus question and all that. But yeah, go ahead and do your.
All right. So I just want to like give my perspective on Karatbars in general. Like this really is something for everybody. When I didn't tell my entire story in the beginning, I wanted to be a little brief, and give you more value throughout the presentation. But basically, when I began this company, I was working in a factory. It was a horrible job. It was a dead-end job. Working for someone else, not myself, and there was no longevity in it. Like the hours of work I put in would not benefit me now. Every hour of time I've put into this business now benefits me because I've built a team of 24,000 people around the world. They're all still building their business. When I sleep, they're building this business, and it's not stopping. So, but one really amazing thing is I've had a lot of struggles in my life. I've had periods of time where I didn't have money. When you think about like network marketing and affiliate marketing, so many companies out there make you pay monthly fees and auto ships and buy products and this and that. And one thing about Karatbars is that there are never any requirements, auto ships, monthly fees, or any of that. It's all 100% on your own terms. You can buy gold on your own terms. You can buy crypto on your own terms. If you would like to do this as a business and sell phones and gold, then you can do that and you can make money. And why I think that's amazing for everybody. Here's my perspective. If I would have joined another typical network marketing or affiliate marketing business during those hard times in my life over these past 5 years, I would have lost my business. The auto ship would have crushed me. I wouldn't have been able to pay my auto ship. And at some point I would have lost my business and I would not be here today. With Karatbars, you create your account. You have your account for life. So no matter what happens to you, no matter how difficult it gets, it will still be here for you. And that is really powerful. It's really amazing. And it's something that almost no other business has out there today. So just at the very least, contact John and get your free account and just learn more. One interesting thing, for those of you who are watching this, Karatbars is structured amazingly. So let's say you join today, right here. You're right here now. The next person that joins is going to fall under your account. And then the person after that is going to fall down here in their account. So if you have a sense of urgency and you get in now, then John's future efforts are going to benefit you. This dude has been building the business consistently for years. He is not stopping anytime, right? You're not stopping anytime soon.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Gotta keep grinding, bro.
He's an amazing team that's growing. He's over you're over 1,000 people now, right?
I would say like hundreds for now.
Hundreds, okay. You're amazing. Seriously, as a young entrepreneur, you're ahead of our generation. You're doing more than almost everyone out there, and it's amazing. And I can't wait to see you hit the top ranks in the company. We're going to be there together, rocking stages around the world.
Oh, yeah, definitely, bro. That's going to be our next – that's going to be the next just out there, Taylor.
And I hope you get a chance to go to Las Vegas, John, if you can find an opportunity to go the 4th of July. In Las Vegas is going to be pretty awesome. And for anyone else who is a member of Karatbars or wants to be, you can join now, and then you can book your travel and stuff, and you can meet me in Las Vegas, and I can help you. Since John is in my team, you can call me anytime you want once you're in, and I will help you achieve any goals. And another interesting bit is that my dad, who is in the company, he's one of the top leaders in the company, like top 10 leaders in the company, and his sponsor is number one business or producer in the company. Actually, no. So she's number 2 now because someone else just surpassed her finally. But she's probably gonna, it goes back and forth.
Right.
You know.
But yeah, just want to go ahead and give a shout out to Taylor's dad, Brian Cromley, the Golden Rockstar out there. So hopefully, if you're listening to this podcast, Brian, don't worry, I'm still here. I'm I'm just watching on the sidelines for now, but I'll be right back there, Brian. That's what I can tell you guys.
Yeah, dude. And your team is really going. So yeah, what was your additional question?
Well, like I said before, there's just like some bonus ones and all that. And I mean, like I said, we can always make another episode of this, and it's gonna be different topics and all that. But I guess to
Wait,
to
let's
find
do one more.
all right, I guess one more will do the trick. All right, that's good. All right, here's a bonus one for you, Taylor. Who do you usually follow on social media when it comes to entrepreneurship niche?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Seriously great question. When I started, I found people I wanted to be like. I followed hundreds of people who are successful in all sorts of companies. Um, I tried to recruit them at first. It wasn't the best practice because they're already doing their thing in another company. And now,
Right?
as the leader I am, I support them no matter what business they're in. I don't try to compete. I don't try to say my product, my business is better. I think we have the best company in the world for a lot of reasons, as I've shared. But I wouldn't tell that to someone else. Like I want them
Right,
to
right.
I'd be supportive of their entrepreneurial goals, their business, whatever it is. So I followed thousands of people that were in the position I wanted to be in. And then I saw what they did. I saw how they were creating video content. I saw how they were jumping on podcasts. I saw how they were posting about their businesses and calling and building funnels and building websites and all this. And the best thing or the best bit of knowledge to know is that success leaves clues. You don't become successful by doing nothing. And everyone who has become successful became successful from doing something. A lot of that, which they did, is in the public eye. So that creates opportunity for us to look at what they're doing. So I always suggest just watching leaders in the field and in whatever field you want to be in life. It doesn't have to necessarily be Karatbars. It doesn't have to be business. It could be like science or
Right,
politics
definitely.
or
Just anything.
whatever your thing in life is. So
Whatever you're passionate about, it doesn't matter.
yeah, it's like that old saying. I don't know who came up with it. I don't know if anyone knows who came up with it, but if you surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you'll probably become the sixth. Like you are, and you will take from who you hang out with. So I fill my mind with as much valuable content with positive um, communication, and I don't like. A lot of people say block the negativity from your life. The place I'm at in life,
Oh yeah, they're
um,
like everywhere.
other people's negativity doesn't bother me. Rather than like blocking them and saying like get away from me, I would rather just like provide something. So I share motivational content. I'll reach out to them if I see someone's like negative and having a bad time, I'll talk to them and I'll just be real with them and try to bring value. And a lot of the people that are negative in life are negative because of their life situation, and
They're just
sometimes
not they're just not happy with their lifestyle. That's all. That's pretty much it.
it's hard to get out of that too. And I think that's one reason that this is really amazing, because it's so difficult. In the past, it was so difficult to start a business, and it was
Oh
very
yeah.
expensive. Like a lot of businesses cost tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you can start a business for free with Karatbars.
Right.
Now, you won't make as much money with a free account, and eventually you'll want to purchase a business package. Those are those one-time business packages where you buy them and then you have that status for life. Like I bought a VIP package. It's about $3,000. I bought it in 2014 at some point, and I haven't had to buy anything since. I've had that same status in the system, and yeah. So
Right, right. Well,
I think that business model in particular is amazing because, like I was saying, that's why I'm here today, because I didn't lose my business because of some auto ship.
right. Exactly. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what basically it is.
All right, well, um, I'm gonna hop off of here now, but hit that like button on the Hustle Factory podcast show. Make sure to reach out to John. Definitely, this dude is making moves in the crypto and gold space, and if you work with him, you get to work with me as well. I'll help you with whatever you need. So we're in this together.
All right, good. All right, good shit, man. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the time, Taylor. I really
No
appreciate it for
problem.
all that.
Seriously, everything you've done is amazing, and congratulations to the success you've achieved. It's really inspiring.
All right, thanks, man. It's all on you, bro. Yeah, we need to do another episode just like this too, but except a different.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right, I'm gonna hop off here though. Have a great night, everybody, and take action if you're watching this. You won't regret it.
All right,
All right,
thanks for your time, Taylor. And have a nice evening, bro. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Taylor Richey, and he's actually my mentor who taught me about social media and so on. And other than that, I really appreciate of you guys listening to this new episode of the Hustle Factory podcast show. And you know what? I did mention to you guys that I got some great news coming up for this podcast and all that. So check this out. And I mean, check this out, guys. This episode that I'm recording right now, the moment I publish this on Anchor or in all the podcast platforms out there, the Hustle Factory podcast YouTube channel is going to be coming up soon. It's going to be coming up around this month, and so this episode that you're watching right now is going to be available on YouTube sooner or later, and I'm going to go and keep you guys posted about it and so on. And other than that, guys, I really appreciate of you guys listening to this second interview episode with Taylor Richey and so on. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys on the next episode. See you guys later.